All right, the IPL is back for 2026, and we are kicking things off with an absolute banger. We've got the defending champs Royal Challengers Bengaluru taking on a super dangerous Sunrisers Hyderabad squad. And look, we're going to break down everything you need to crush your fantasy league for this opener. Yeah, the IPL being back is amazing, but let's be real. The real question is, are you ready to win your fantasy league? Because that's where the bragging rights are, right? So let's get into it. Let's build you a winning team for this massive clash.
Okay, first things first. We've got to set the stage. We're at the Chinnaswamy Stadium, and believe me, the context for this opener is absolutely key to getting your picks right.
And this isn't just any old match, you know? It's match 1 of 84. For RCB, this is the start of their title defense, at home in front of their own fans. The pressure is on them right from ball 1. And they're up against an SRH team that's kind of in a rebuilding phase, but trust me, they're looking to make a huge statement.
Okay, so if you really want to win your fantasy matchups, you have to understand the single most important factor for this game, and that is the venue itself.
Welcome to a batsman's paradise. Seriously, the Chinnaswamy Stadium, it's just notorious for it. You got these tiny boundaries and a pitch that is flat as a pancake. All of that means one thing and one thing only: runs. Lots and lots of runs. So your first note for your fantasy team should be stack it with batters.
And just look at that number, 185. And that's not like a high score here. That is the average first innings score. So you could bet that whoever bats first is going to be looking for something way north of 190, maybe even 200 plus.
But here's where it gets really interesting: the toss. The impact of the toss here is absolutely staggering. I mean, look at this. If you win the toss and choose to field first, you have a 62% chance of winning the match. That is a massive statistical edge you've got to keep in mind.
So why is that? Well, here's the reason: the dew. In Bengaluru, in late March, for an evening game, dew is pretty much a certainty. And what that does is it makes the ball wet, slippery, really hard for the bowlers to grip. This gives the team that's batting second, the chasing team, a huge advantage.
So who actually takes the wickets here then? Well, even with all that dew, it is the pace bowlers. They take almost 2/3 of the wickets. Spinners, on the other hand, they really struggle to get a grip and make an impact. So when you're picking your bowlers, you absolutely want to prioritize the quicks.
All right, so we know the ground inside and out. Now let's get into the players. These individual matchups, these little battles within the battle, this is where the game will be won and lost, especially with a couple of key players missing. And the team news is massive. I mean, huge. RCB will miss Josh Hazlewood, for sure. But look at SRH. They've been dealt a crippling blow. They are without their captain, their leader, and their best bowler, Pat Cummins. That is a massive loss that completely changes the dynamic of their entire bowling attack.
So that brings us to our first key matchup. You've got the king of Chinnaswamy, Virat Kohli, who averages, over 52 here? Just incredible. And he's going up against Shivam Mavi, the guy who's trying to fill those huge shoes left by Cummins. The edge here? Yeah, it's firmly with Kohli.
Next up, this is a battle of titans in the power play. You've got SRH's super explosive opener, Travis Head, against RCB's new ball specialist, Bhuvneshwar Kumar. Now, Head can literally take the game away in just a few overs. But, and this is a big but, Bhuvi has actually gotten him out twice at this very ground before. This duel is absolutely fascinating, it's pretty even, and it could really set the tone for the whole innings. And then, in the middle overs, you better get your popcorn ready. We've got probably the most dangerous T20 finisher in the world right now, Heinrich Klaasen, and he's going to go up against Krunal Pandya. Now, Klaasen can sometimes have a little trouble with left-arm spin, but honestly, his raw power is just off the charts. He gets the edge in this matchup for sure.
Okay, so we've done all the analysis. The big question is, how do we translate all of this into a fantasy lineup that's actually going to win? Well, let's do it. Let's build your team right now.
All right, these 5 players right here, this is your foundation. Think of them as your safe picks, right? They're consistent, they have a really high floor, and they all absolutely love playing at this ground. From Kohli and Head's insane records here to Klaasen's unbelievable finishing power, these guys are pretty much your must-haves.
But look, if you want to win the big one, the Grand League, you need more than just the safe, obvious picks. You need a differential, a game changer. That one low-owned player that nobody else is thinking about.
And here are 3 great options. First, Suyash Sharma.
His leg spin could be absolute gold against all those SRH left-handers. Then you've got Nitish Kumar Reddy, who offers that rare combo of batting and bowling, which gives him a massive point ceiling. And please, do not sleep on Romario Shepherd. He's an underpicked hitter and bowler who does his best work at the death.
Now for the most important choice, your captain and vice-captain. You've really got two clear paths here. You can play it safe with the two most reliable run machines in the game, Kohli and Head. Or you can go for a high-risk, high-reward punt on that explosive SRH opening pair and hope they go big. That could win you the whole thing.
Okay, we've gone through the ground, the key players, and the fantasy strategy. It is time. Let's get to the final prediction.
So, based on all the data, the home team, Royal Challengers Bengaluru, they have a pretty clear edge here. You've got their settled squad, that massive home advantage, and of course the huge impact of Pat Cummins being out for SRH. It all really points towards an RCB win.
And here it is, our final recommended Grand League team. We've anchored it with the king, Virat Kohli, as captain for his just unmatched consistency here. We've paired him with the explosive Travis Head as vice-captain. Then, we've packed it with SRH's power hitters like Klassen and Abhishek Sharma, balanced it out with key RCB bowlers, and, this is crucial, we've slotted in our two key differential picks, Nitish Kumar Reddy and Romario Shepherd. This team has a really nice balance of safety and high upside.
So it all comes down to this. Will RCB's heroes, playing at home, start their title defense with a comfortable win? Or can SRH's explosive openers, Head and Abhishek, defy the odds and pull off a massive upset? You know, that opening power play could honestly decide the entire match. Good luck with your teams, everyone, and enjoy the game.